Welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena,
And Julia.
and we're so happy you're here joining us today.
So come on and get your buzz on about the latest episode and, of course, with your favorite wine. Today I'm drinking Spencer Family Vineyards, a Cab Sauv, and it is really good. My friend brought it yesterday and she gave it to me, and I said that's perfect for my Bachelor Buzz podcast. What are you drinking, Arena?
Well, Julia, I have a couple of things. I have Forbidden Kiss once again, but this is one of their white wines. It's a peach, and I
Yeah, I
thought
was
I'd
gonna say
try
white.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought I'd go a little different this time. It is tasty. And I did drink a
Nice.
little bit during the show too. So happy about
Perfect.
that. And then of course I always have my sparkling water.
I know. Gotta stay hydrated. Stay
Yeah.
hydrated. Like Joey, we learned that he is only drinking water at the
Yeah.
group dates, which I thought was very cool. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, I'm so excited to talk about the episode 2 arena.
Yes.
Let's hear about it. What was the cold open? You want to describe it?
Goodness. Yeah.
The
So
cold
we
open.
start out with the cold opening, which now seems like it is going to be the standard for the Bachelor franchise because,
Yes.
as we all know, for the Golden Bachelor, that was what they did for every single episode of Gary's season. And I think at the time, maybe some of us may have thought, okay, is this what they're doing now, or is this just for Golden Bachelor? But it looks like that's just what they're going to do. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's great. It creates some anticipation for this for the rest of the episode, and it kind of tells you like what happens and how we got there, which is also kind of going back to the first episode too.
I think it's cool. It's like, oh, the drama at the end, and then it's like, okay, but let's see the beginning. So, I mean, all right. So we saw the drama of Lauren with a cake, talking to Joey, upset, and then he kind of leaves her with a cake, and she takes a fistful, a forkful, and then she throws it on the ground.
It says, this is not red velvet.
We're all just like, what happened there? So let's find out what happened. Cut to the beginning. We see Joey and Jesse.
Yeah, I love seeing them playing tennis
I know.
together.
That was really cute.
Jesse pointers. Yeah, I really liked that. It felt like they could just do that on the weekend, just, two guys playing tennis. So that was really nice to see. And
it was cute.
Yeah, it definitely was. And then after that, we see the ladies moving into the mansion. So that's like the big moving day where they are so excited because, I mean, the mansion does look amazing. It's in Agora Hills, California, for those who don't know, which is north of Malibu in Los Angeles. It is a very beautiful area, of course. And it's in the hills, and you can probably see the ocean from there. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, we should keep an eye out. Yeah, well, I agree. It's always nice to see their excitement. There's like such an energy on the first move-in day, but I have to say I was just like struck by how kind of old-fashioned that house is starting to look. I was like, wow, this is straight from like 2000s, like it really, they haven't updated it. I'm like, come on. Like, I mean, part of me is like, they should get a new mansion at some point, but at the same time, it is kind of like Bachelor life. It kind of adds to this like fantasy of like, oh, like we're in this like other world where like nothing matters but falling in love, So I'm kind of torn on that. So to our viewers, if you have an opinion on it, I would love to hear kind of your thoughts. But like that was my first impression. Honestly, I was like, whoa, I don't think that it's been such a like stark realization to me in the past seasons, but now I'm just like, wow, it's very old fashioned.
2024. It's time to step into the millennium.
It's like terracotta and like the Italian style like construction, but it's still cute. It's still romantic, and I think that's the vibe that they're still going
for. And the pool area is really awesome. I love that area in the back.
Honestly, so nice. Yes, yeah. I mean, honestly, it gives character. Like, I'm not mad at that style. It's just like maybe they should update it.
Yeah, well, the guy who owns the house, I'm sure, like, he's like, hey, you want this house? This is what it is.
True.
Who knows? I don't
True.
know. Because I think it's been
Maybe.
the same family that's owned it all this time too, that they've been
Wow.
renting it
God.
out to them for several months
Mm.
at a time. So, but that would be interesting if they would ever consider renovating it and just like
Yeah.
redesigning it just to see like what happens. And of course, the
Yeah.
outside could stay the same because it has that, the flowers, the roses, everything. Or do they add that? They probably add that from the show.
I don't
To go
know.
with the theme, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Would be interesting to look into like what they do
Yeah.
to make it the Bachelor mansion, you
Right?
know?
I mean, I think they do move things around and they may bring in
Mhm.
some of their own furniture, but yeah, everything else, like the walls, of course, that foyer when you first come in with the
Mhm.
stairs, that's all obviously part of the house that like doesn't change. But I
Yeah.
think they may actually bring in furniture. I want to say I heard that somewhere, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. So if
We'll look
anyone's
into
like, that's not true,
it.
yes, I'm gonna look into that. That I'm making a note for
Yes,
next
there you go.
episode. Look into how they changed the mansion. Okay, so after that, we see
Yes,
the
so
ladies. Now, Jesse comes in and he has a date card. And they
yeah.
freak out, of course,
Of
because now
course.
it's beginning. Now it officially feels
Yes.
like this is the show. This feels like the real first episode, I feel like,
Uh-huh.
more
Yeah,
than
now things start.
Vince's. Yeah.
Yes. And it was exciting. So, the date card was a group date
Hmm.
and they were told, go into the other room. And I laughed because they all just aimlessly ran around the house for like a good minute and they're
Yeah.
like, where's the other room? Then they discovered a room full of wedding dresses.
Mhm.
And I thought it was so funny that they actually were like, oh, it's like a wedding where he married all of you. And I'm like, really? The polyamory? Like, I feel like they've been like kind of having this in the back of their mind this whole
Yes.
season or the whole series or
Yeah.
whatever, like the franchise, but now they're just outright like, what if he married all of you? Who's gonna be into that? Oh man, what if that's the ending?
Gotta live certain
No.
places to do that.
Right. This year in Bachelor we're in Utah.
No!
Just
And just quick note, not
Mhm.
all of Utah's like that. I did live
Right.
there for a year and there's
Yes,
some
she
really
did live
great
there.
people there.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, yes, there are
But you
things
could if you wanted
there. There's
to.
I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
whatever. It's just a lifestyle, right?
it's a
But
lifestyle, but not for everyone. But yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Although I don't think any of the girls on the season are actually into it because of course there was a
No.
lot of jealousy and cattiness
Oh
at
yeah.
this wedding that they had.
Things
But
happened.
yeah, it was
That's for
cute though. They all
sure.
got to put on dresses and the dresses were
Yeah,
pretty. I think a
they
lot of them were
were.
really nice. They all fit pretty well. You never know
Yeah.
with these kind of like
Yeah, I wonder how they
free
do
for all
that.
pick a dress thing. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
probably the same size
Yeah,
girls.
they all
Like,
kind of look similar, which is kind of unfair
yeah,
because it's like it also goes
I
back to the
know.
whole thing like they pick women that are all kind of around the same
Yeah.
size. So when they do
Hmm.
these things like the wedding dress group date, which they do with like every bachelor,
Every
it's
time there's
like
something.
always, but at least this time to go back, it wasn't just taking photos. It was an
Yeah.
actual like thing like musical chairs and I loved that. It
Yeah,
was
that was
different, a little
hilarious.
different. And like
Hmm.
oh, we'll get to the point where they dance and the singer, but that was surprising. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh my gosh. I
Okay.
thought that was so cute. That like they each had their own little moment they could have with
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
and then we have to just take a moment and give props to our girl, Rachel.
Evelyn,
Oh,
oh,
Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn
Evelyn.
first, Rachel. I
Yeah, we'll
mean,
do Evelyn. Cause
honestly
she
though, Evelyn, if you guys
leaped
follow,
over.
yeah, she
Please
should
follow
have
this
sat
girl.
next to him. She
Yes.
should have
Oh my
sat next to
gosh.
him.
They
I
should
was
have.
so annoyed that she had to like go all the way to the end.
I
If I
know.
wish that Joey, he would have gotten mad props in my book if he'd
Right.
been like, "No, Lauren,
You have
Evelyn
to.
got in the chair first.
Yeah.
Get over." But like Lauren, ugh, she was
Yeah, it's a
sad that
competition.
day.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and I
she
also want
was
to get to
very
that
sad
too
that day.
because that was, we'll get to that in the night portion. But yeah, that
Yeah,
was Evelyn. She literally, it was like, what is it, the high jump in track and field where they have to leap over that
I have
pole,
no
like that
idea.
high bar in the
Oh,
track and field events, like at the Olympics, and
uh-huh.
they run and then they like leap over
Vaulting.
onto a mat. Is that
Is it
vaulting?
vaulting? I think
I can't
so. Yeah.
remember. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Someone's
I'll
gonna be like,
Google
"Hello."
it really quick.
I do like sports. I just can't remember the name of it. Okay. but she
Yeah, it's vaulting.
vaulting. Yeah, she like, is she a vaulter? Like, was she at some point?
Seeing
She
a lot
definitely
of
must be an
horses in these
athlete.
pictures. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, that's a horse vaulting. Yeah,
Horse
maybe not
vaulting.
vaulting, but you guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
She
I
leaped over
know.
that table, and Joey's face was priceless. Just his look, like it was the best. Bless
Pardon
you.
me.
And
That's something
I
you don't
feel
hear on
like
podcasts much.
we're keeping it in.
Keeping it real over
Keeping
here.
it real,
Random sneezes.
right?
But
It was
yeah, I
great.
think he definitely was like impressed by that.
Yes, he
Like I thought
was.
he would have given her the rose for that, honestly. I think she
Yeah,
deserved a little more
a little more
than
props.
sitting at the
Yeah,
end. But
yeah,
I did feel bad for Lauren. Like he didn't know, which I thought was kind of weird. She didn't like tell him, but she
yeah,
was like in a bad mood the whole day because like, her father passed away 7 months ago.
yeah,
And
yeah,
like, being at the wedding just reminded her how he wouldn't be there. And like that was
yeah.
really sad. But like I
Hmm.
think it had like a nice moment between her and Maria. Maria was pretty nice to her about it.
She
It was
was.
kind
I
of
thought
sweet.
Maria
Yeah.
was doing well,
Hmm.
saying what she felt she could say in that situation. I
Yeah.
think that
It's a
she
hard
can't
talk.
relate, but she was trying to be there for her, and I did
Yeah.
appreciate that. And then yeah, for Lauren, I felt so awful because like I said before, my mom passed away. So yeah, anytime you like a wedding type of thing before you're married, I think it's that realization that you're not going to have your parent there.
Yeah.
And I totally understood why she was like why did I have to be on this group date? Like I'm almost
Yeah.
like did
So
producers must have
true.
known. Like could you
Man,
not have
they
put her
made a
on that
couple
date?
they made a couple
Oh yeah.
odd choices for the
Yes.
girls they put on dates.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
that. I think you're so right. They knew. How could they
Yeah.
not have
How could
known
they not
that?
know? Yeah.
Allison wasn't on it, thankfully, because that would have been
Yeah.
probably harder if they were both on it.
Both on it. Yeah, so I guess they were like, well, I think this one could go on it. Maybe she can handle it.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
either
It's
they're
just
they're
weird.
sick in the head for doing that or they're just completely kind
Yes.
of like unaware of the ramifications of that kind of
Yeah.
move.
I mean,
Maybe
like she
that's
said,
it.
that's just
Hopefully.
like, yeah, I hope so. But yeah, it was really nice seeing everyone. Besides Lauren, she
Mhm.
didn't because obvious reasons. She was not in the best place,
Yeah,
obviously. Like who would be?
I know.
And it was just nice that he picked Rachel at the end
I
to do the dance because
know.
I'm she's my girl. Like I want her to go really,
She
really far. I was so excited.
she just like took control of
She
that
did.
toast. So like she just
Yes.
stood up, did
Did
it.
a great
I
job.
love she's like, "Oh, I'm Mrs. G." Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's weird you brought your exes to the wedding." It
I
was so
know.
cute. I
It
wrote in my
was.
notes, I said Rachel is a badass. Like
She is. She
hands
really
down.
is.
And then she
Mhm.
got the dance and like they
Yeah.
had so much chemistry.
Yeah, they
All the
did.
girls realized that she was
Yeah.
a competitor.
And
So
finally people are starting to see
yay.
that.
I,
Like,
I think that, Arena,
okay.
you were right. I think you definitely had an eye for someone who would go far. I'm
Yeah.
definitely Team Rachel now.
Thank
Like,
you.
that was so cute. And, like,
It
she just seems so
was.
natural with
She
him.
does.
Like,
Yes.
other girls, I didn't quite see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay,
More
maybe. But, like,
forced.
for her, it seemed supernatural and, like,
Yeah.
just wifey material
Yeah,
for
really.
him.
And that's
Mhm.
also like why I feel like, I think she is going to go far because, like you said, he may have some chemistry with others, but it seems more, I don't want to say forced, I said that, but I feel like more like they're sitting there saying just how great he is and
Mm.
everything. And yeah, he's
Surface
great.
level.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like they just seem so natural together and they can joke with each other and she seems confident around him and he seems to really like that.
Yeah.
So I really look forward to seeing how their
I
relationship
know.
evolves over the
I do
course of
too.
this. So I'm excited about
Yes.
that. But yeah,
Okay.
and then we go to the
Oh, what
after
happened
the
next?
oh right, oh my gosh. The wedding singer was Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton?
I was like, okay, they have money now because
Yeah,
Michael Bolton, Billie Eilish, the song at the first episode.
I
What is happening?
know. They are, I mean, that's this random little wedding. Like they got
Right?
Michael Bolton at the
Does
little
he
fake
just
wedding with
like, right?
who are the people in the crowd, like at the reception
Just,
or whatever?
I
They were
think
just
just people.
randos.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
applied
they
to
weren't
be
like
an
his
audience.
family. Oh, we
Yeah.
gotta apply to that next
Right?
time.
That's what I'm saying. We need
Come
to be in
on,
there.
vote for us.
That's right. We're here.
Bachelors.
That's
Um,
right, guys.
yeah, but that was a cute group date. You know, again,
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't just like pictures or like, you know,
Yes.
weird
So
poses that they
comfortable.
have or like a weird thing like a cake eating contest or
Yeah.
something. You know, I'm
I
glad it was
know.
something fun that could show their personality.
Yeah,
So,
and be more natural. And then of course
mhm.
we can't forget, I oh my goodness, the after party after
Mhm.
that date.
Yes.
I don't okay.
So they all went home, got
Maria
cute. Yeah, and then Maria comes out.
shows up. So they first of all, she was already wearing like a low cut dress, short dress, low cut corset type of dress, and
White,
white. They which
no
good choice
bra.
on her part. Okay,
Hmm.
go Maria. She knows what she's doing.
She knew what
And
she was doing.
100%. And then they go to have their little one-on-one time, and she's like, "Oh, I need a was I feel uncomfortable, like
I
I need to get
feel
more
so
comfortable."
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, and she gets up and leaves and comes back with like this outfit that almost looks like lingerie. It's
Just like a
not, but it
bra
looks
and a
like yeah.
skirt and a shrug.
And
Yeah.
yes. And he just like cannot not stare at her, and he's just
Yeah.
and he can't
It
focus
was
even
it
though
was
he
like
was
so
like,
odd though. I just thought it was so odd. I was
well,
like,
it was
I mean,
so like,
I
why
don't
wouldn't
even
you
know
make
if
it
it
to
was like
known?
worth it though, because I really thought the first outfit was like
That was
hot
fine.
enough. It was
Yeah,
like
that was
hot, and then she
fine.
turned into like an equally hot outfit after, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay. I mean, I feel like you need to either go hotter or less hot. Like,
yeah.
what's the point? Maybe just the
It,
idea of her like getting undressed and getting
I
dressed. I
think
don't know what she was
so.
trying to
And it
do.
worked.
It's
It
also
worked
wasted
though.
time. It did work. It really did work. They were like
Just could not
eating each other
concentrate.
after that.
Yes. And like they didn't even really talk. He's like, all I really know about you is Canada, and that's it. And that was it. There was
Mm.
nothing else. Right now, all they have right now, which I'm assuming they're going to get to a point where they're going to start
Yeah.
talking more. But right now, it's definitely
They will talk
physical,
eventually,
a
we hope.
physical thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they
yeah,
definitely have
that's just,
sexual
yeah.
attraction.
Oh,
You can tell.
100%. Yeah. And he could not think after she
It's
came back
not
out in that
all about
outfit.
that,
Yes.
Joey.
Yeah. But you
Hope
know
he
what?
can
That's what's
keep
so
his head and
funny.
yeah.
Right? Because Joey is like this person who we're like, oh, Joey's so sweet and he's so
Mhm.
intentional. And he is. He is. I'm not saying he's not, but this is
Yeah.
showing Joey's like, guys, just like, he's still
Yeah.
just a dude.
He's a dude.
He's still just a dude who is
100%.
like, can't focus once he sees a
Yeah.
woman come back out he's already attracted to. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. But it's really fun
And
just to
he's
see he's
probably thinking
normal.
like, "Oh," like he literally was like, "She keeps me on my toes." Like,
Yes.
yeah, what will she
Yeah.
wear? Will she leave and then be back in a different outfit? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's really painting that picture. And all the girls were just like,
I
"What?"
know.
When she
I
came out
know.
in a
I
different outfit, they were
know.
just like,
I
"Why
know.
did you change?"
I
It was
know.
so
That was
weird,
so
but
funny.
you know what, Maria,
Do
do
your thing,
you.
Maria. Yeah. That's what I like about Maria.
Do
She is confident
you.
and does her own
Yeah.
thing. And that's what works here, too. So
Mhm.
you go, girl.
Yeah.
But
And then
yeah.
yeah, and then he talked to a bunch of girls, ended up
Yeah.
giving the rose to Jess because she opened up about being cheated on and
Yeah.
yeah, the girls did not like that, but I thought it was like, she was being vulnerable and
She
like they had a
was. She
nice
was.
moment. I thought he was gonna give it to who did I think it was?
Lauren?
Shoot, probably
Or
Lauren,
no?
yeah.
That's what I
Or
thought.
yeah, I guess Lauren. Hold on. Did I write it down? Let me check my
Because
notes.
Jess, like, I
Mhm.
understand it was like something really hard for her to talk about, and it sounded like it was like a relationship she had in college, and
Yeah,
because she said it was like 2 years prior, she's 24, and it
right.
was like a 3-year relationship and everything. And I
Yeah.
understand she was totally vulnerable, and he was really great with her, and
Yeah.
she felt comfortable with him, and safe with him, which is really good. Because I gotta be honest, I think any woman in his presence who's attracted to men would feel safe with him. I gotta be honest. Like, he
Yeah.
just exudes that and just
He's
makes you
he's
feel like,
nice, yeah.
oh my gosh. But I was a little surprised because I kind of felt like Lauren. told him that, her dad just passed away. That's why she was kind of giving
And
off maybe a negative vibe, even though it wasn't
yeah.
negative. It was just grief. And she was
Mm-hmm.
really like, just was really hard for her. So I'm not
Yeah.
judging Joey. I'm just saying I'm a little confused. Why didn't she get the
Yeah.
rose? Because it's
Because
death
also,
in a
yeah.
relationship from college. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So true. And also, like, she did mention, she was like, I would have left this wedding thing today, but I stayed because of you. I wanted to,
Yeah.
like, stay
Yeah.
strong so we could continue to know each other. So, like, yeah, I really think he should have given it to her. And maybe she would have ended up staying.
Maybe. Who knows?
But at the end, I don't think he really liked her. I think
He
that the
wasn't as into
producers
her.
wanted her because
Yeah.
the sister thing. She got
Yeah.
the rose last time. He
Yeah.
never kissed her. Like
Yeah, they never
in
kissed,
the
did
end,
they?
I
Wait,
don't
no,
think
they
that
did.
they had much of a did they?
No, I don't
Much of
remember.
a
Did
connection?
they?
I don't,
Yeah. I
I
think
don't
that
know.
she just wasn't really his type. Even though I know he says he doesn't have a type, I think
Yeah.
like he seems so soft in some ways and she
She's
isn't, that it
yeah.
was not didn't seem like a great match. Like I feel like she needs a guy who's more like, hey, let's go birds, like this is like the
hmm
Eagles football team, Philly, like those,
Yeah.
for those of you who know Philadelphia, have been there, been around, like Philly's like got some characters, and I love Philly. Like I've been so often, I have so many friends from the suburbs of Philly and went to Penn State and everything, and it is it's a vibe there. So, and she is that vibe. So,
Yes.
and he is from the suburbs of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's different. It's kind of like saying you're from the suburbs of like any city, kind of. So,
Yeah.
it's a little different, and I just don't know if they were really clicking. Even though her sister's
Yeah.
from where she's from too, they're different.
But her
So
sister has like a softer energy,
she does, and he seems to like a soft
Yeah.
energy. He seems
I think that's what
attracted to that.
we're learning.
Mm-hmm.
Authentic, sweet girl.
Sweet. He likes sweet.
But yeah.
He likes some sweet.
Speaking of sweet, who got the
Sweet.
one-on-one?
Daisy, of
Daisy. Oh, Raina, you
course,
were right.
of course. Because
Of
okay,
course she
because
did.
oh my gosh, he is enamored with Daisy. You could
Yeah.
tell on that date. He was tickled pink. He was like, I'm so excited to take her on this date. Like, I
Yeah.
can tell, I can feel myself like this is just a date with a girlfriend.
I
He was
know.
just
I was
like,
like, "Aw."
like, it was so
He
cute.
loved it.
He
Although
loved
again,
it.
like how dare the producers put
Oh,
this
I
girl
know.
with
Oh
hearing
my
loss on
gosh.
a helicopter and then a
Mhm.
concert when she's like, I have trouble hearing if people are talking over each other in a room. Like,
Right, right.
I don't know how the heck she heard him
And
on that.
she kept
But she
saying,
did,
what? Like,
yeah. But I
poor.
think she did say at one point that it wasn't too bad, but she could
Yeah,
have
she
also just
did.
been saying that.
She did. Yeah, because she's
But
sweet, so who knows? She could
she's
just.
sweet, yeah. She does
Yeah.
have like a very sweet energy. She
Yes.
laughs a lot at what he says, so she's
Mm-hmm.
into him.
Yes, she is
I
for
loved
sure.
hearing her story though.
Yes. Yeah, I did too.
It was really cool and actually like um I have some friends who work with kids with hearing loss, and I sent them, Bachelor Nation news, you got to look into this girl, share it with your patients,
Yeah.
who may be inspired or like uplifted by their hearing loss. So I think it's really awesome. For those of you who don't know, she has a nonprofit that she founded called Hear Your Heart, I believe. Let me check. I wrote it down.
Mm.
Hear Your Heart. Yeah. Which is really cute. And I love that.
And she wrote a book too.
Yeah.
So she is like making this her life, like her experience and trying to help. Is it just like kids and just other people come to terms or just kind of appreciate what makes them different?
Yeah. I think it is specifically for kids
So
with hearing
that's
loss.
cool. I love
Um,
that, which is wonderful. Yeah, so she's just committed to, it says on her was committed to empowering children. And
was
once
I right? Is it
again,
Hear Your Heart?
yeah, I saw something that said
Okay.
Hear Your Heart nonprofit. I
Yeah.
didn't click on it like to find her, but if there's Hear Your Heart to hear and be heard,
Yeah.
contact us about. We're gonna look this up, guys. Let's see. Yeah, because it doesn't have her name on it, but I'm assuming this is it.
Yeah, but I loved hearing like the details. Like she said that after she got her cochlear implant, everyone sounded like chipmunks. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but also apparently like people might get their implant and not hear anything for a while.
Yeah.
So it's good that it was working for her. And then she said it gets better with time. So it's just very cool. Just like with Abigail Herringer,
Yeah.
it's just very cool to learn more about these, you know, disabilities, but
Yes.
how people can overcome them and still lead normal lives and still find love, just like
Yeah.
anyone else. So I do
Exactly.
really like that The Bachelor is like leaning into those kinds of stories, and I hope
I
that
do
they'll
too.
continue to
I hope
not
so.
not only hearing loss, but maybe other,
Yes.
types of people
That
and
would be
lives.
wonderful
Mhm.
because that's what exists in our world. We're all different, and it would be nice to see that on this show more often in this
Yeah,
franchise on a regular basis, not just
right.
like one here and 4 years later another one. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like that would be nice to do that. And then I'll also say, like, for their nighttime date, it was just really
Hmm.
funny. Do you remember that one point where I think he said, like, basically her cochlear implant is beautiful, and she goes, what, like, are you real? Like, do you remember that? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's being genuine, and she's just like,
Yeah.
and
She's
I'm
like, "Are you
thinking,
real?"
right, and I'm just
So
like,
cute.
that was so cute because I totally get, like, who's gonna say that? That was just such a beautiful thing for him to say, but I also feel like I was a little surprised that she was surprised that he was so accepting of the implant, because I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, are people in general just really awful? Because I feel like if
Mhm.
you're really into someone, how would you not
Yeah.
be like, okay, and want to learn more and just be like understanding, or just want to just take it all in? Like, what
Yeah.
monster is gonna like,
I
I know people, I guess there
know.
are people like that, but like,
It's sad, but
yeah,
maybe. She was saying, I think that she'd only gone on a date with
one
one
date.
person
Yeah, and they
before
knew her
him.
before.
So it's like
Yeah.
she hasn't really, maybe it's like maybe she's projecting a little bit,
Insecurity. Yeah.
It's her own wall that she has been
Yeah.
having trouble breaking down because of her
Mhm.
perception on like how people accept her. But like he's
Mhm.
showing her, no, that's not
Yeah.
the case. And like,
Yeah.
I think it's really nice, that
It is.
that moment hopefully gave her the confidence to go further in this
Yeah.
competition. And like, if
Mhm.
she ends up with him, great. If not, maybe that'll give her the confidence to continue to pursue love.
Yeah,
So
I think
sweet.
so. And it was just really lovely. Their date was just so cute.
I
They're both
know.
into
Yeah.
each
The
other, and
sunset at the end is so
yeah, and
cute.
you could tell, like, just because I feel like even though we're getting to know Joey a lot more this season than we did with Charity,
Hmm.
I feel like I'm seeing hints of how when he started to fall in love with Charity, little things that he does. I'm seeing that
Hmm.
with
Oh,
with with Daisy right away. I'm like, Daisy,
yeah.
Joey, Daisy. I'm seeing that right away, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
You already
yes.
know.
She's
Yeah.
going. She's going
Calling it.
far. I don't know how far, but let's be honest, far. Um,
Yeah. We all know it.
and it
They
makes
didn't really
sense.
try to hide it.
They're not, and that kind of bothers me. I feel
I
like, can we have a
know.
little more air of mystery? So we're
I
thinking, like, who
know.
is it? Because
I
I'm thinking,
know.
okay, if she goes far, and who knows, maybe the one at the end, you know. So then I'm thinking, then who's getting the Bachelorette edit? Because I don't really see anyone else in that house so far that's getting the
Mm,
type of attention that she is.
yeah.
So I'm kind of like, what's going on? That's just what I'm thinking already. I'm thinking already,
Well,
who's the Bachelorette, and it's just the
we're
second
on
episode.
episode 2
I
and we're already
know.
planning for next
I'm
season.
like, who's the next person? Because I feel like if we wrap it up, like some of those memes
Yeah, I
said,
know.
it's her.
It's
But maybe it's not. I
so
don't know.
obvious.
But
No, but I think that's a good point. And like, it's one of those things where like maybe someone else will emerge as like Bachelorette edit, but like it's the only
yeah,
girl who's getting all this attention. So,
really. And she's great.
but
But yeah, I'm just kind
yeah.
of curious for the show's sake, just wondering what's
Hmm.
happening. So yeah, so they have a great date, and then we go
Hmm.
into group date number 2 with some Bachelor alumni.
Oh
We have
yeah.
Jubilee from Ben Higgins'
Yes.
season of The Bachelor,
Our
season
veteran.
20. Yes,
Hmm.
our veteran. And then we also have Demi from Colton
Hmm.
season
Oh my gosh.
23.
And Bachelor in
So,
Paradise.
oh
She
yes,
was
that's
a little
right.
firecracker on
She was,
those.
and she was also appeared as like a host for like one day on Bachelor in Paradise Canada. Just
Oh,
want to throw that
okay.
out there, which is
Hmm.
a nice show to watch. People should check it out if they can. Um,
Oh my gosh.
some couples came out of there, and one of them is getting
Cool.
married, so it's super cute.
Okay. Yeah. Put
Anywho,
on my docket. I have so
yeah,
many shows right now I'm watching.
so many
Um,
shows.
but yeah, it was good to see them. Jubilee
Yeah,
looked great.
yeah.
Demi was like, what, filing her nails the whole time? Like,
It
what was
was
she
funny. It was
doing?
so
She's
funny
just
though.
the
She does
little
what she
sassy
wants.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
I'm
awesome.
not gonna lie though, I kind of like blacked out during that whole day. I'm just like, what? Football, paintball, what? Tag,
It was.
hearts.
They were
Like
just
weren't
pushing
they
out the
supposed to be
paint.
out? Yeah, but like
Yeah,
one of them like ran and got the heart, but she was like covered in paint. I'm like, isn't she
yeah,
supposed to be out if she gets like I don't know. Did
yeah.
they
I
not
didn't
follow the
quite.
rules?
That's what I didn't quite
was
understand.
it was
You bring up
weird.
a really good point because I was kind of like, all of them were getting paint all over them, and but they were still running for the hearts.
Yeah.
And I thought, I
I
guess
didn't
then
really
it's
understand
just
that.
grabbing the heart then. Like literally grabbing
Yeah.
that, what looked like a heart pillow,
Yeah.
like a pink one and a blue one, running. And
Yeah.
Edwina was amazing. She was like, it was like I was watching a football game. That
Hmm.
girl sprinted to the other side, grabbed that pillow, didn't care that she got like hit with paint multiple
Yeah.
times, and she
She
went
did
back. And
it.
Joey noticed, and it was
Yeah.
just like,
And he loved
Edwina,
that.
go.
And
He
I'm
did.
glad,
Yeah, he noticed this, so
you
that
know,
was
Evelyn
nice.
didn't get rewarded for her
I
athleticism at the
know.
last group date, but at least
Oh,
Edwina did.
yeah,
And then, the after date, that
yeah.
was unfortunate, right?
That
Because
was
he
sad.
picked one. Blue
Yeah,
team won, I think,
yeah.
and
Blue
like
team
Edwina's
won.
team won. And
Yeah,
the
and
girls
she's the
didn't
only
get
one.
time. He just
Yeah,
picked
that was surprising.
one.
Yeah,
That was kind of annoying because it's like
it
the
was.
first group date. So all these
Hmm.
girls didn't have time with him. And the other
Yep,
girls had time with him. So like that
yep.
was weird.
They got like extra
But
time, and they got like no time, and it kind of reminded me of Joey on The Bachelorette. We remember that second date, the kissing date. It was six
mhm,
guys, and then he got chosen, and he got to have one-on-one time with Charity, and all the guys went home sadly, and that's where everyone was talking
yeah.
with Braden and everything. But it's just like this team actually won. They weren't losers,
Yeah.
and she's just. Although Edwina is great, and I
Yeah.
think she deserved to be chosen because
I
she
was
really, not
glad
that
she
they
was
didn't all
chosen.
work, but
Yeah.
yeah. But it was kind of like that's unfair, and how what a letdown. And they all had to
I
get dressed like they
know.
could be chosen, and then she was the one who ended up being chosen. Like they got dressed up too.
And it's like well, it's like first off, like, it's just not fair because like they didn't even have a date where they could interact with him. Where like the other
Yeah.
group date, it's like they each had their moment. They
Yes.
could eat cake with him, talk with him,
Yes.
dance with him, whatever. But like
Yeah.
this one, it's like, okay, let me watch you play a game and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick one of you for no
Yeah.
reason, really, other than
Hmm.
that she showed a lot of competitive streaks
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of I don't know. I didn't love that as a group date. I never really loved their group dates. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like half the time I do think the first one was actually cute because like there
Yeah.
were moments where they could talk, but like this one, I'm just like, great. So they ran a bit, and then or, it was boot camp, and then they played a
Oh my.
game, and then one person
Yeah.
got to spend time with him. But at
Yeah.
least it was Edwina. She's
Yeah.
beautiful. She's from Liberia.
Yeah.
She's a hard. Oh my God, she's like comes from immigrant parents,
Hmm.
worked hard trying to support herself, her family, so
Own
is
business. She's an entrepreneur.
yeah.
Like she works really hard, and I love that she told him like she was vulnerable and talked to him. And was basically like, yeah, growing up in an African household, being the
Yeah.
oldest girl, she had to help by taking care of the kids and cleaning up and doing all these things. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm not going to speak for all African people. I'm half Nigerian, but
Yeah.
there's a standard like that you have to, and I think other families can have this too, as I said. But I feel like it was when I was growing up, it was like you do really well. If you get like a B plus, you need that A. Like you get A minus, you still need that
High
A. Like it's
expectations.
very,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Yes.
You've
Yeah.
got to. And in many ways, just other aspects, like you always put your best foot forward and you always do your best and you have to excel, not just meet
Yeah.
expectations, excel. So
Mhm.
I like that she also brought that up with him, and it was something for him to learn as well, because
Mhm.
he may not have a lot of experience knowing about that. But yeah, it was a nice little date, and she's cute. She was like, "He's my husband." I love that. So Edwina, she got the
I
rose, of
know.
course, and
Yes, I was
I
happy about
just
that.
really feel like just based on his date so far, I love that Joey truly seems open to different women, and it's
Yeah,
not just something he's saying and we're not really seeing it. I feel
yeah,
like it truly is, and I think
yeah.
that's important, especially for keeping an audience with this
Hmm.
franchise, because we need to see that. And I know that I like to see it. I find it more enjoyable to watch the show because of that. When I see different types of women and backgrounds, that he's actually like entertaining and like entertaining the thought
Yeah,
and interested in and seeing
valuing.
like valuing and
Hmm.
learning about them. So I really, really like that. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. Meanwhile, during their little, Edwina and Joey one-on-one, there was some drama at the house. I
Mhm.
found it to be very stupid drama. I was really annoyed.
Mhm.
Maria and Medina. So Medina's
Medina.
31,
Mhm.
barely younger than me. Um, and
Those are
she was
young.
yeah, and she was just like kind of lamenting, like, oh, I'm the oldest in the house. Like, I do want to talk to him about it. Like, it kind of gets to me because like she is like almost 10 years older than some of the girls there, you know?
Yeah.
So she was upset, and then I guess Maria overheard it, and she's like, well, I'm 29. And I don't know how you felt about it, Arena, but I
Yeah.
did think that she was being a little bit dismissive of Medina's
Mhm.
feelings because
Yeah.
then it was, all through the grapevine. Then Sydney heard Maria, and then Sydney told Medina, and Medina, I don't even know, she wasn't upset, but Maria found out that Sydney told Medina, and Maria was upset. So she talked to Medina. Wow, I think I
Mhm.
did actually recount that. Wow.
You did. You
Um,
did. You did.
so she's talking to Medina, and Medina's like,
Mhm.
I'm 31, and Maria's like, I'm 29. It's the same. It's not
It's
the
not the
same.
same.
Girl, you do not
No.
have a 3 in front of
Three.
your age.
Yes. Makes a
That is a
difference.
stark difference, okay?
Mm, yep.
29 is 29. 30 and up is a lot. It's an adult, all right? You're an
Yes,
adult
it's
now.
different.
So, like,
It's
31,
different. It's
no,
different.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
There's a difference. It's not the
Mhm.
same. And I
Mhm.
thought it was really immature that she couldn't, like, sit back and, like, try and at all think of it. She just kept steamrolling towards the idea of, like, oh, like, why would you be upset? You're hot and beautiful. Like, so
Mhm.
am I. I'm, like, basically 31. That's basically what she's saying. And it's like, anyways,
Yeah.
I found that annoying. And she was, like,
Yeah.
very aggressive about it. She was, like, mad. It was kind of
Because I
weird,
feel
but.
like, yeah, I feel like that's Maria's personality, and I don't
Mhm.
think that she meant to come off that way. That's just how she communicates. But Medina's
Yeah,
different, and that is not
very
how she
different.
communicates. And
Yeah.
I do believe I can see how Medina saw that as dismissive, because it was like she was saying, "Who cares? You're 31,
Yeah.
like whatever." And also
Yeah.
with Medina, I understand
Like you
why, like you
shouldn't care. And
mentioned,
it's like, well, she
but
does.
she does,
So,
and that's okay. She should
yeah.
care if she wants to care. And like you said, there are women in that house. I think the youngest is 23 this season. I think
Mhm.
Leia's 23. I don't know if she's the only
Yeah.
one. But that's an 8-year age difference. And yeah, if you're 31 in a house full of 20 somethings, including 29, and you're the oldest, yeah, you're gonna start to feel a little
And
on the
he's
older
28,
side. He's
He's
28.
not older than her.
So,
So,
exactly. And I feel like she had every right to feel the way that she did. And on the other end, Maria had the right to communicate she did the way she did. It just didn't mesh. And I think Sydney
yeah.
just stirred the pot. And I think she needed to
Ugh.
just kind of not do that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I
it
just feel
only
like,
seems to get worse next week. So,
yes.
that's kind of what to expect next week.
What's
There's
going to
some preview drama with
happen?
Sydney and Maria, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Joey's involved, and
Yeah,
things are going to hit the fan
yeah.
soon.
They
So,
are. I don't know,
excited for
Sydney.
next week.
Right. Yeah. Like,
But
so what do we think though, in terms of like the relationships that are forming? Like, what do we think? Are we on track with our picks? Like,
you are. You're right on track. I do think, okay, I do have to say, I think I said Lexi, right? She was my
yeah, you
number two.
did.
So
Yeah. She's
Lexi,
still in there.
I was like, okay, not much from Lexi now. But then she broke out the little fine arts degree.
Yeah,
I'm
that
a
was it.
painter. I'm in galleries. It's starting to really pick up. And she turns around. She's like, so here's the dolphin swimming in the
He's like the
ocean. Here's
goldfish.
you. Yeah. And it was just so hilariously bad. And I just loved that because I was just starting to think like, okay, she's fading to the background a little
Yeah.
bit. I wasn't as, interested in her story, but like this episode. But then that just like brought me right back in. I was like, oh my God, I love her. She's hilarious. Like, I think that was the perfect move. I think
It
he
was.
loved it.
He did.
And he even said, like, oh, she's showing me her comical side,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Lexi still goes far, but I am totally team Rachel now. And of course I'm
Whoop,
team
whoop.
Daisy. I might
Of
even say I'm
course.
jumping on the bandwagon a bit with that, but I think she's amazing. I'm just kind of
She
like,
is.
it's a little much
Just a
like
lot.
the
Yeah. And it's production.
publicity and the
It's
production on her. It's like,
yeah.
of course I'm gonna like Daisy. Of course I'm
Mhm.
gonna think she's gonna win.
Yeah,
I
right?
do like her, but it's like
It's like
I almost feel like it's not a fun
a
choice. It's
choice.
like, well,
Yeah.
she's just up there.
Yeah. It's just there.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally
But
think
yeah.
so. And I feel like what I was wrong about, though, in terms of like top seven, I think I threw Erica in there because I really like her, but Erica goes home with the rose ceremony,
Erica's
which made me sad.
gone.
I was like, why? She was so cute
I
and fun.
know.
And
She was so cute.
yeah, and I was like, I thought you
But
liked the dancing.
I know, and they were kissing. She like
They
kissed his
were.
nose with the
Yeah.
icing on it.
I'm so like,
I'm
sometimes I
like,
think,
ooh.
is this like a production thing? Because I almost wonder, with the leads, out of 22 women, is he really sitting there going, these are my 19 diehards? Or is he like,
Right.
these are my six that I really, really like? I guess you guys,
So true.
they're like, we'll pick the rest based on what they think is
Yeah.
going to make a good show, And
Right.
I'm kind of like, because we didn't really see him talk to Sydney very much at all. I don't know. And
No.
this is no offense to Sydney, but seriously,
Or
production didn't really
Autumn.
show that. Autumn talked to him like the
Or
one time in the
Bettina.
limo
Yeah.
entrance, and that was it. And I was
Yeah.
kind of like,
It's like what's
okay,
really,
what's for real and
but
what's not. But it's,
I don't know.
either
Again, though,
way,
we only see the surface. Maybe they are
exactly.
having conversations that don't make
Exactly.
air.
Exactly.
So
They show us what they want us to see. And I also feel like with Jen, and kind of skipping ahead, like we see shots of them together on what seems like a one-on-one for next week's
mm,
episode. Why didn't we see their conversation at the rose ceremony cocktail party in this episode? Like,
yeah,
I didn't forget her, but
it's just
I
like
don't want to
skipping.
forget what their connection is. And then
Yeah.
she's just gonna pop up in a one-on-one. Like, can we please see more of that and less drama?
Yeah, I
Can we see
know.
more? I still haven't seen a one-on-one like cocktail party with him and Rachel.
I
Can they show me
know.
that? I know they're
I
talking.
know.
They must be
Yeah,
talking. But
they
where was
must
it?
be. Yeah.
These are just my.
Hopefully, though, you know what? We'll see a lot more of all of it
Yeah,
as there are less girls, honestly.
that's true. It'll weed
But
out and it'll be more fun that way, I think, to see
an
that.
another person who I thought stood out at the rose ceremony, like cocktail hour, was Evelyn with her jacket she made. That
Yes,
was
I
so
loved it.
cute.
So
And
talented.
like I did some digging and she actually owns a jacket making company. Like this is
Yeah,
what she does, like her hustle. So that was
yeah,
really cute.
it was. He
And
loved
she
it
wrote
too.
like for the right
For
reasons
yeah, for
for
TRR.
TRR. So
Mm-hmm.
cute. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, she's here for the right reasons.
She is, and she
It's
just
on a
seems like
jacket.
so like interesting and comical. She makes great
Yeah.
content too. So
Hmm.
if you haven't checked
She
out her
does.
IG, please go to her IG. This woman is really good at it. But yeah, and he loved it. He was like so like he thought it was so thoughtful. He was like, "This is one of the most like one beautiful things anyone's ever given me," and I was like,
Oh,
"Aw, that is so sweet, Joey." But you're 28. Has no one ever done something else?
I
But
know.
still, it was a
Yeah.
beautiful gift because it was from the heart. It was super thoughtful. And I really do like Evelyn. I don't know how far she's actually going to go, but I really do
Yeah.
like her. And I hope we
Yeah.
see her some more after this show if
Me
Bachelor in
too.
Paradise
Definitely
continues.
paradise.
If it continues, like,
Yeah.
hopefully
Oh,
it
I
will.
hope
I hope it will come
so. They
back.
need to
They
get
just need
their
to revamp
stuff
it.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay, well, I feel like that's
No.
everything. And then we
Yeah.
had then Lauren,
Oh, right.
right?
Duh. Yes.
Lauren, back to the beginning. Now we see the drama unfold.
Mhm.
Lauren is upset because once again, she's not really having time with Joey at the cocktail hour. She's still in a weird funk about the whole wedding date thing and like her dad and like she's just super jaded at this point, getting angry. Like she's just pissed off. And so she brings Joey outside and tells him, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was just like so shocked. He was just kind of like, okay. Like he had no idea what to say or do. Like,
yeah.
I think he was just kind of like, okay. And then she was like, oh, here's the cake that we should have had at the wedding thing. Like, I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They
But
were like, she was like, it's red velvet.
And she's like,
wasn't.
this is not red velvet. She cuts it. She's like, oh, and she like curses and he laughed because that is funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was like, she just like threw a tantrum then. And then she like she ate it from a fork. She palmed it and then smashed it in her face and chucked the cake. And I was just like, classy. So classy. But it was honestly like a funny ending to what was honestly a pretty sad journey in The Bachelor for her. You know, like I do feel for her. This was not what she expected. It didn't end on a good note, but I think for her and Joey, like that little comedic relief, like definitely was the right move. Like if I were her, I probably would have tried to be ridiculous and funny too, just to kind of like, you know, maybe hide the tears.
Yeah.
God, so sad. I do feel for her. I thought she would go further. I really did, even with the sister thing. But she just wasn't the right match for him. You know, we talked about it earlier. She's like very intense energy, and he just, I think, wants someone more, more calming.
Yeah, because he is. So
he's
looking for someone to kind of match that, it seems. And like you said, just they weren't a good match for each other. She's really entertaining. I'm gonna miss kind of like her entertainment value, honestly, because it's nice to kind of have some, personality. Not that they don't have personality, but a lot of the women are calm energy. I feel like they get excited and stuff.
Except for Maria.
Maria's a wild card. Wild card for sure. And Jess is like, I don't know, I think Jess is just being herself, but she's rubbing
she may
people
be
the
a
wrong
more
way
chill.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think she's kind of oblivious to like the rules, you know?
Like,
don't brag about your kiss. Don't complain about how people are annoyed with you kissing him. Although one thing I was going to say was we are going to see Lauren. Well, maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't say are. But we could see Lauren again at Hometowns with Allison.
She said that too.
If Allison makes it that far, which I think would be so funny. And I'm sure they'll make some funny jokes or like have some funny thing.
They will.
But yeah, I can't imagine what their parents are like thinking right now. Just kind of like, what? So you kissed both of my daughters.
And then they have two brothers too, because they said they have three other siblings, two boys, and then like when they first showed up. So that would be interesting. So we'll see how far. But right now we're not seeing a ton of time with the sister Allison and Joey. But then again, like you said, sometimes we don't see a lot of time with the other people that show up at the end for whatever reason. They like build it up. And then it's like, it's totally clear, it's apparent, and we're just like, oh, that makes sense. So we'll see. It'll be nice to see who's going to the end. I'm excited actually for that, because we know Daisy is, but who else is? Who else is? I love Daisy.
Lexi,
Daisy's
Rachel.
Awesome,
I think we have our top three.
Rachel. Yes. But we can't forget Jen. We'll see her one-on-one next week. We'll see what happens with that. And we can't forget Kelsey A. Kelsey A is still there. She's quirky. I like her because she's different, but I'm like, I don't know a lot about her. So I'm assuming we're eventually going to see that, because we keep seeing her with him, and he keeps saying all these great things about her.
He
but
does.
We're not seeing a ton of time with them.
Right. Agreed.
So that'll be interesting to see. And she's tall. She seems close to his height. I don't know. So that's kind of fun.
But okay. And then he did the rose ceremony. He eliminated 3 girls. Who was it? It was
Taylor,
Taylor,
Erica,
Erica, obviously
and
Lauren, and then
Lauren self-eliminated, and then the other
Marlena.
Marlena from Florida. Yeah,
Marlena, yes.
yeah,
Yeah, Marlena, I never saw her talk with him, so I wasn't
yeah,
surprised by that.
yeah,
I was a little surprised by Taylor,
yeah,
but at the same time, not really, because I kind of got negative vibes from her too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
Didn't think you'd
then
match him.
yeah, and then uh Erica, I was surprised about because I thought they were
Yeah,
cute. But
yeah,
again, he's having some really good, interactions with a lot of the girls. So he needs
yes,
to start being more picky.
yep.
And, unfortunately, he's got to
Yeah,
make the decision soon.
he's
He
gotta
only
do
eliminated
it.
three, though.
I
I feel like
know.
that's not a lot for the second
Oh my
week.
gosh, it
I would like to know. We
wasn't.
should check up on Bachelor Data if you're not following them. They're one of
Yes.
our friends on Instagram. Check them out, or maybe we could reach out and ask if they can look into that.
Yeah.
How many people are eliminated
Eliminated.
every episode
Yeah.
usually?
That would be really neat to
Yeah,
see because that is interesting. So now they're down to 19 and two people didn't get on any of the dates. It was Leia and I want to say
yeah.
Sydney wasn't on either date. Was it Sydney? Because she definitely wasn't on the group date for the wedding.
Um,
Was she
yeah,
on
I
the
think you're
paintball?
right. I don't
I don't
remember.
remember, but I know
Again,
Leia
I
wasn't
didn't
on
pay
either.
attention during
Yeah.
that. I'm like, sports, nah.
But I can't. I know that Leia definitely wasn't, and someone else wasn't. So there's two women
Yeah,
who
you're
will
right.
definitely be included in dates next week. Um, but then I guess everyone will be because now they're down to 19. So they'll do at least one-on-one. I wonder if they'll do two, and they'll do two group dates. One of them's going to be a tennis one. We saw the
Mm-hmm.
teaser for it, so we'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
I'm excited for this next episode. I'm excited for this
yeah,
season. I really
yeah.
like the format of the episodes. Like, I'm really glad that they're like sequencing it, like so that the ceremony ended the episode. I hope they continue doing that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that
That
it's
wraps it
gonna be
up pretty
fun.
much. Yeah. So I guess that's it. We have covered
Yeah.
and recapped episode 2 of season 28, Joey's season of The
Mhm.
Bachelor. We're excited to see
Joey.
what happens because so
Yes.
far, I will say real quick, I don't know, like I wouldn't say he's the best bachelor, but I am saying that only because I haven't really been watching The Bachelor all these years. I watched that first one like 20 plus years ago when I was younger,
Hmm.
and then I took a break and I've just now popped back in. He's the first Bachelor I'm watching in real time. I've watched a few others like Colton's and Ben's, like
Right.
I've told you, and Matt and Clayton's. And for me, out of those, he's my favorite. So I don't have a lot to
Yeah.
base it on, but I think because he seems genuine, like he is listening to everyone and
Hmm.
he is truly open to different women and I think he's attractive and I'm just enjoying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I'm just a lot more like I talk to me at like hometowns.
Right?
Maybe we'll see.
Is it gonna
Honestly, it's
change?
like I mean, I don't know. I thought like Pilot
Oh.
Pete was a great bachelor, but he ended up picking Hannah Ann at the end.
Mhm.
But then he broke up with her for Madison.
Mhm.
And, like that was devastating to me. I was like,
Yeah.
no, like I thought they were so cute. And it just sucks to see that they're like wrong and they like do this in the end. So,
Yeah.
in that sense, I just feel like I can't trust any of these bachelors
True.
like
Because
any other
they're
man, right? Just kidding.
but they're
Except for
the
our
only
husbands.
ones, right? So apparently, this is something that the bachelors have done before. Maybe not
Yeah.
all the time, but it's happened. So Ari proposed to Becca first. They
Yeah.
broke up while The Bachelor was airing during that season, and then he
Mhm.
got together with Lauren, proposed to her after the final rose, right?
Oh,
And then they
yeah.
got married like a year later, and now they have kids, and it worked
They have so
out.
many kids. Yeah.
So it worked
And it's
out.
like fine, but like, as far as the best bachelor, I'm just like I just gotta see more of him. I can't say it
Yeah,
yet. I do
totally.
like him,
Totally.
and I think
Okay.
he's so sweet.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll see. He's
we'll see.
gonna have
Yeah.
to
He's
show
gonna
me
earn
what
it.
he.
He needs to
Yeah,
earn
he's
it.
gonna earn it
I
exactly.
get it. Yeah. And he still needs to earn it, I feel like, in general for me, but I've been a fan of his since charity season, so it's kind of
I
like I'm like,
know.
go Joey.
Yeah.
But I do see him definitely. He's just another guy, people. He is on the show. He is being pumped up. He has a stylist. He has
Yeah.
skincare now. He has a hairstylist as well. Like he has all these people that are like there to make him look amazing and look good all the time and tailor his
Yeah.
clothes. And yes, he's great, but he's just another guy. And so
Yeah.
let's keep that in mind. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
And let's not hold people to such on a pedestal. It's just another person.
We got to give him the grace of gods, right?
Yes,
Graza
yes,
day.
yes, God's day. All right, everyone. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you guys for joining us and getting your Bachelor Buzz on with us. We'll be scanning your comments for what we should drink next week. So if you have a special type of wine, let us know. We can give some feedback. My Cab Sauv has been amazing. It's really light. It's a little sweet. It's not as heavy as usual Cab Sauv. So if you're interested in a really good Cab Sauv, the Spencer brand is what I use. So but yeah, let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything specific or if you have any like theories. We'd love to hear about that.
No
Yeah. So
spoilers, though,
thanks.
guys.
Yeah, no
Don't put
spoilers.
spoilers in our comments because I've seen that people will put spoilers in comments on other posts. Not our like IG, but I'm saying that's
Yeah.
happened. So please, spoiler free.
Yes. Yes, yes. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We are Julia.
And Arena.
Bye.
Bye.